that came out of, so he's not playing. It's 11 he's playing.
Okay.
Yeah, he's there. He's gone into full forward there. Small left.
What was he saying?
I just confirmed that they're the same, but
Yeah.
he's saying Ian Galvin is playing.
Ah, right.
Jack Kelly is 7.
Yeah. That's a simple thing to get right. Referee in the centre of the field for this third round of the National Hurling League. Laois without a win so far, as are Clare, beaten by Antrim first day out, beaten by a late Wexford Rally last day out. Ball is in the game is on Wexford, won by David Reedy for Clare. Long ball coming in, opportunity for Clare in the opening seconds of the game. Turning twisty with the ball is Ian Galvin. Galvin gets a shot in, Galvin puts the ball over the bar. Ian Galvin with the opening score after only 10 seconds of play, so quick start for the Clare man from play, getting the ball and getting it over the bar. Puck out comes. It comes outside to Jack Kelly. Jack Kelly hand passes the ball forward, taken in the middle by Paddy Purcell. Lovely pop pass forward then for Diarmuid Conway. Conway, and a fine game the last day out. Starting that game to Kieran Collier. Kieran Collier with a shot, and Kieran Collier with a point, and then that's a great start.
It's James Ryan, I think, popped in actually with James. It was the end of it. A good movement. We looked after the ball well. Popped it to James Ryan. James Ryan's a good score. Settle us early. Obviously, Chaz out. Chaz a big loss for us, as you know. So he's our powerhouse. We'll see how we manage without him. I think PJ's gone out in the centre forward position. We're playing two inside. We're playing Gahan and King inside. So we'll see how that goes.
Obviously, James Ryan and Kieran Collier have the round jerseys on as well, as we're looking at the shot coming in from Clare from the far side of the field. Popped in and popped over the bar, and great start. Clare lead by 2 points to 1.
Yeah, the commentary want to be on the ball here. 5 and 7 are wearing the wrong jerseys, and 10 and 12 are, but we know who they are anyway. That was James Ryan. So here we go.
With the ball for Clare is there number 17, who started in place in David Fitzgerald in the middle of the field, and it's Shane Golan. High ball, knocked down this time. Back there is Conor Phelan, but getting the ball first is Aaron Shanaher. Shanaher gives the ball back outside, out to Shane O'Donnell. Shane O'Donnell takes a shot, and Shane O'Donnell puts it wide. 2 points to 1 then. Laois player down injured, and it's Paddy Purcell, and Paddy's wearing the right number 9. Two wing half backs to wing half forwards wearing the wrong numbers on the Laois team, and but perfect day for hurling. There is a strong breeze there, but not something that would overrun the game.
Absolutely not, and we're playing on what is a carpet. It looks fantastic out there. In essence, what we're looking at a Laois team that wants to carry the ball, and we're looking at a Clare team that have no problem hitting the ball long, because Shanahan has a great hand inside. O'Donnell is a big threat, so that's the shape of the game so far, Jack.
Puck out comes then inside from Enda Roll to the far side of the field. Up goes the hands. Trying to win it on the far side was Owen Gahan, getting his start today, but the ball is won by Clare, and back to the corner back Jack Brown. Jack Brown puts the ball forward to David Reedy. Reedy gives it back inside again, and whipped across the side of the field, but Laois are there in numbers. Jack Kelly comes charging across. Diarmuid Conway lost his footing, but Kelly was there to get the ball. Can he keep it in play? He does, down at the end line. Pop pass forward over the head of the Clare attacker, back out to Kelly again. A lovely pass inside of the middle to Matthew Whelan, and Whelan now into the wing again for Jack Kelly. Hops kindly for him, and Jack with the ball. That was good play out of defence. Back it goes again. Lovely, I was going to say a lovely ball hit by Diarmuid Conway, but it went astray. But Laois will gather this one up again. Back to the full back inside Sean Downey. Unmarked, come flying away. Long run out to the middle of the field. Hits a long one, dropping in. After the ball inside is Roddy King. Roddy King trying to win the ball out near the corner flag. Clare lead by 2 points to 1. And they mop up this ball as Roddy tried to get the ball back outside, back to the full back Conor Cleary. Conor Cleary drills it down along the middle, taken by David Reedy. Reedy goes to the score, but Reedy hits the ball out and out to the left and wide. Clare getting the open score from Ian Galvin. James Ryan getting one back then for Laois to level after 30 seconds, and inside of a minute we had 3 scores with Reedy getting one for Clare. Walked out the field. Jack Kelly with the ball. Jack drills it forward up along the wing. Chad Dwyer off of the Laois team. replaced by Colin Stapleton. Going forward with the ball is PJ Scully. Scully pops it back outside to Paddy Purcell. Paddy cutting along the end line. This could be promising, but it was cut off his hurl out over the end line, out for a 65. Good run from Paddy.
Yeah, it was also good to see Owen Gahan get on the ball there the last time. He's only been given a few minutes, token minutes at the end of the games prior to this, so he's getting a start. He beat his man, he set up Paddy, so he'll need those first touches. Roddy did very well as well, because basically our full forwards, we've 2 against 3. It's going to be hard work for them. They've got to do their job, nail the ball, and they did well. Owen and Roddy have done well so far.
PJ Scully standing over this one. To level matters here, Adam Moore Park rises the ball, strikes it. Does he strike it cleanly? Strikes it very, very well, PJ Scully, and that's a confidence boost he needed.
Yeah, and he's now out centre forward, so we need him on the ball. So in the corner it can be hot and cold, and that's life in the corner. But now he's out there as the centre forward. He needs to drop into the pocket and receive the ball and get in the game today.
2 points each then here at Moore Park. 5 minutes gone in the opening half. The ball across then to Cathal Malone. Malone goes for one from the middle of the field. It's a massive puck. It's a massive strike, and certainly had a measure of that one.
Yeah, the 2 early balls Clare put in diagonals. We have numbers in there because we were playing an extra man back as well. So at that time they knew they had to shoot from 60 metres, and it worked for them.
5.5 minutes gone then. Clash of the Asher this side of the field. We don't often see it now. Clare lead by 3 points to 2. 1 point lead then. Laois well up for this one at the start of the game. Coming up and facing them into the ball is Colin Stapleton, starting in the game in place of Chad Wire, who picked up an injury during the week, and the sideline cut. And the sideline cut is taken a brilliant one from Jack Brown. He cuts it in, but it cuts it out and out to the left and wide. 2 wides for Clare. Down to our left hand side as the rain sheets down here at Moore Park. Referee not happy that the ball was hit too quickly, and he's going to go back in and have a word with Roland and telling Roland to slow it down.
Okay, so the shape of it is we're not playing a sweeper per se, but we're playing 3 in the middle, so sometimes you'll find yourself with an extra man, so we have the numbers back there, not directly as a sweeper, but because they're pulling out it looks like it, so that's why we're carrying the ball and trying to look after it, and we've multiple passes going on at the moment.
The ball with Jack Kelly, Fiacre Fennell actually to Matthew Whelan, and then drilled up along the far side of the field. Mopped up by the Clareman and fullback Conor Cleary. He's a big man, big fullback. Drilled out to the middle of the field and hit on Farrer, going for the score, but it's the 3rd wide of the game then for Clare, as the rain is absolutely beaten down here, and a strong breeze. It might take the sting of the breeze blowing in favour of Clare in the opening half into the Portlaoise end of the ground. Puck out comes short to this stand side of the field. Over there is Donnacha Hartnett. He goes flying away, pushes his man out of the way, drills it up along then to the side of the field, running on to PJ Scully, turn 2-3, but scooped it up somehow eventually, hits a high one inside in towards Roddy King. Ball is broken down, fighting for it strongly inside. Roddy King and Owen Gahan was in there, but neither winning, and the ball knocks back outside to Cathal Malone. Malone, the wing half forward, he's going to go for the score as well, and this is the modern game of hurling from his own 65, a massive puck and a massive point.
So it's all about, you'll see what the opposition are doing, and then you've got to adjust. So what Clare have done now is if they popped extra men into the midfield and are shooting now from distance and getting returns, because they know we have numbers back, and they're not playing the diagonal ball inside, so we'll see who adjusts next.
2 scores in a row then for Cathal Malone, 2 long range scores, 2 mighty scores, as on the far side of the field, trying to work the ball up and winning it and picking it up is Kieran Collier, and Kieran Collier wins the ball, and Kieran with the red, wearing the wrong jersey but wearing the red helmet is that was Nolan from, and the free will be PJ Scully on his own 65. 7.5 minutes gone in the opening half. 4 points for Clare, 2 points for Laois, and PJ, this will be an important one just to keep Laois in touch, and for himself as well, as he rises and strikes at the yellow slitter, dropping in, and that's more like it from PJ.
Yeah, it is. We have to look at this game. We've been looking at performances for the last 2. We've beaten by 19, then beaten by 10. This is a game you have to look to win. So it's not about keeping in touch today. This is about figuring out what you have to do to win this game of hurling.
1 point then between the sides. Short puck out and then it's drilled in around the square. Oh, came off the post, let off there for Laois. Inside after the ball is Ed McCarthy. Ed McCarthy hits it back outside. Out to Shane Golden. Golden goes for the score. Hits it to the right and wide. That's a huge let off for the Laois man.
It is, yeah. The big crossbar there. But, no, we'll take that. And again, the referee is saying that he wants Enda to wait for the whistle. You usually only have to wait for a whistle when it's a score. There was no score that time, so usually a referee will let us hit it quickly. And we're trying to pick up, because we were playing deep, we have men hanging around looking for the ball, so we're looking to take a quick puck out, Jack.
And Matthew Whelan, the most experienced man in the field, having a word with the referee as well, Murphy from Carlow, and The puck out will come from Enda Roland now, slowing the game down. 4 points to 3. Clare lead Laois. 9 minutes gone in the opening half. Up goes the hands, but the extra Clare man back there mopping it up is Dermot Ryan from Cratloe and hits one in. This could be a dangerous one. Up goes Matthew, breaks the ball out. He'll chase after it. He's been tackled from behind. Tries to walk the ball outside. He needs help out there, and he needs the help. Leaves it. Running onto it is Dermot Conway, but picking it up and out. The opportunity is there. Going forward with the ball, Shane O'Donnell hits it in. Shane O'Donnell buries the ball in the bottom corner of the net, as only in the real style that Shane O'Donnell has.
It's actually an outstanding goal. Shimmy showed shoot strength, great touch, rounded the men, but we were in charge of that ball and we were taking it out. And we have to look at how we were bringing it. We've been doing it up to now. We're 10 minutes playing. First 10 minutes, we've no problem carrying the ball and looking after it. That was a mistake. We were turned over and it ends up in our net. And Clare have a good inside forward line. You give them a ball like that, Jack, they're going to score. And that was an outstanding goal from Shane O'Donnell.
Matthew had the ball coming out under a bit of pressure, didn't come up right for it, but there was 3 Laois men against 1 Clare man, and the Clare man got it.
Yeah, exactly. So you're right, it was a numbers game and we had it, and there was really no panic. And even when he turned it over, he was still 21 metres out over on the right hand side, so it didn't look like a threat, but it was Shane O'Donnell, outstanding goal. Now we're going long, that we did the last time. We got no return out of this, so we can't fall into this trap again of hitting aimless long balls.
Dermot Ryan with a massive poke from the far side of the field, winning the puck out and putting it straight back over the bar, and we're not even competing for the ball down there. Enda.
We've struggled in the half-hour line all year. We've tried to figure out different ways to get the ball into our hand. Obviously, we've worked it short, and it has worked. That one, one was turned over for a goal, but now Enda Roland is looking, and he's looking for options. People have to go and help him.
Out to the far side of the field, taken on the run by Downey. Sean Downey knocked off his hurl out over the sideline. 1 goal and 5 then to 3 points, and we have 5 between the sides in its early stages of the game, and that goal just turned everything in Clare's favour. 11 minutes gone in this opening half. Laois have scored 3 times. James Ryan getting the opening score, and then 2 in a row from PJ Scully from long range frees. Ball up again Laois not competing for Roddy. Putting up the hurl, but nothing happened. Clareman winning it easily, and they come away and they're flying down along the middle. Struck strongly and with decisively, but just this time goes off to the left and wide, and it's 5 wides for Clare. So they're doing all of the attacking. They scored a goal and 5 points. Laois have scored 3, as they have 2 long range frees and was 1 from play. Puck out goes to the far side of the field, over to Collier. Collier breaks the ball down, but I think only for his Clareman. Then kicked it on the ground, picked up over there by the full back. Full back is Conor Cleary, back to his cornerback Jack Brown. Referee blows the whistle. Yes, indeed, here at Moore Park, and we've 12 minutes gone in the opening half, and Clare lead by 1 goal and 5 to 3 points, and that was a cracking goal from Shane O'Donnell. We'll go back to talk about it again while we have time.
Yeah, it was, and he was 21 yards out. He was out on the right hand side, looked like no trouble. We had 3 Laois men against 1 Clare man. He turned it over and produced a piece of outrageous magic, strength, power, had a lot, brilliant goal. But we're struggling now with puckouts, Jack, and we had this conversation in the third quarter the last day. We're having it in the first quarter this day, so it's not looking good early on.
Free then for Clare. Struck strongly, not strongly enough, as it goes to the left and wide, and that's 6 wides for Clare in the opening 12 minutes. So let off for Laois, as well as hitting the crossbar as well, and yet have a goal and 5 points on the scoreboard and 3 points for Laois. Puck out will come inside from Enda Roland again. He's been stopped twice by the referee from pucking him out too quickly. This time he's taking his time. Referee looking at his watch now, as if he wasn't hitting quickly enough to the side of the field. Over here is James Ryan, the ball falls down. On there is Jack Kelly. Jack just tips it inside, falls to the ground. Claremen pile in, and they seem to be piling in with more ferocity than the Laois men. There's 6-7 players there. A Clareman eventually gets it and tips it up and hand passes it backwards. Jack Kelly tips it back along the ground, but only as far as Colin Malone, who has scored 2 outrageous long range points so far. This time he passes the ball forward to Dermot Ryan, who has also got a long range point, and another one for Dermot Ryan. 2 great scores for him.
And Enda was going short, he went long, neither of them worked, and then what he did there was slightly diagonal, thrown it into a pocket where the Laois man could run onto it, and we didn't win that either. So we're gone short again. Donnchadh Hartnett has it. Hopefully we'll have a better return from this puck out.
13 and a half minutes gone in the opening half. Laois dropped the ball on the far side of the field. It's Sean Downey, and he's been harried and hustled over there by David Reedy. Clare getting 3 scores in a row. The last 2 scores coming from Dermot Ryan. 2 good scores. One when he caught the puck out on the far side of the field on his own 45 from Roland came forward about 10 metres, wound up for it and put it straight over the bar. It'll be a sideline cut for Clare on the far side of the field, between the 45 and 65. But they're doing all the hurling at the moment. They're playing with a strong breeze, and it's David Reedy who will take it and cuts a long one, dropping in, dropping to the left and wide, 7 wides for Clare. And Clare are certainly doing all the attacking, as the wides and scores will show. Enda.
Yeah, it does, yeah. And we're struggling big time at the minute. We're struggling on puckouts, which means we can't get the ball into the full forward line. When we did, we actually looked decent enough, and we looked dangerous inside, but now we've dried up our supply altogether, Jack, and they're bullying us. Shanahan has had 2 brilliant turnovers when we're coming out. Here he goes again.
Ball to the far side of the field, picked up over there and taken on the run by Sean Downey. Last time he ran into trouble, this time he's knocked to the ground, surely a free. Referee says get up, hits it low on the ground to James Ryan. Ryan comes away with the ball. Now can they make something out of this? Lovely little pop pass forward, out there to Colm Stapleton. Colm goes for the score. It's a mighty strike. It's a great score from Colm Stapleton. Itching again to the side for the past couple of games. Gets his chance today when Char's out. That's a great point.
It is, yeah. Worked it out well. Downey did well. Pinged it to James Ryan, who did well, whose touch was good. It has to be. A lovely pop pass. And Colm Stapleton, difficult angle out there, but you have to score at this level, and it was a brilliant score by Bush, so well done.
1 goal and 6 then to 4 points, 5 between the sides, and it'll tell us 15 minutes gone, so we'll have another minute or two before we get to the water break. Referee across with the linesman on the far side, having merged with him, back into the centre. Puck out comes inside from Quilligan dropping. Jack Kelly's under this one, breaks the ball down. Trying to pick it up with Fiacre Fennell, but didn't get to it. He might have a chance to redeem himself, and he does brilliantly, and goes charging away, runs into his shoulder, gives the ball to Paddy Purcell. His second time to get the ball in the game. He gives it inside. James Ryan has gone on a big run, still going forward is Ryan, 30 metres out, 20 metres out. Referee's going to give the advantage. He's been pulled. He's going to draw it back outside, and while he was 20 metres out, the advantage now sees him getting a free 55 metres out.
Well, what we're looking at there is a lot of energy used by Laois to get into a scoring position. So we have to run probably 3 to 4 players running 50 to 60 metres off the shoulder. It's very, very effective. It generates a free, but it's also very tiring. And I think that could be a factor, and that's why we're probably not consistent throughout the games we've had so far, Jack.
Peter Scully with the free then, rises and strikes it. He's 3 from Peter Scully, and certainly on form today from the frees. 2 long range ones, that one from 45 metres out. 16 minutes gone in this opening half, and Laois edged back into it. 4 between the sides, 1 goal and 6 to 5 points. Clare walked down along the stand side, outside to Jack Brown. Brack changes direction to the far side of the field, putting up the hand, knocking the ball down. Connor fielding, but they didn't control it. Back after the ball again is Connor. Could be another goal here, and this time chasing his way in, and really again mistake by Connor. Had that ball, should have had it, should have picked it up, should have cleared it.
Yeah, Connor's getting his first start now in a long time. He's the right age profile now. He's been in this panel for a good while. He's looking for his start, and maybe a little bit of nerves. Normally, though, when he gets to the ground, he'd get a second bite. But Shanahan, O'Donnell, Malone, Galvin, and Reedy are absolutely on fire today. You drop the ball once, and it's ended up a score, a free, or in the back of the net, Jack.
Free then, right on the semicircle for Clare, to put them back into rising the ball and striking it. Aidan McCarthy, and Aidan McCarthy pops it in. Not just about Connor Phelan, because Connor will have a fine game, but at this level you can't afford not to pick the ball first time.
Yeah, exactly. We're coming to the water break, and we've seen that in our half forward line. Actually, the 2 guys in the full forward, when they did get the ball, their touch is actually good. Gahan and Roddy King are outstanding touch, but on the half forward line we're a fraction off. Midfield we're okay. Half back line, just even as you say, even if you drop it or you think you can catch it and bring it down to your feet, it's out of there. So first touch is absolutely critical, and that's been a downfall in the first quarter today, Jack.
Water break here at O'Moore Park then, 17 minutes gone, and it's 1 goal and 7 points for Clare, 5 points for Laois, 5 between the sides. broken down. Back out to the middle of the field now. It's 1 goal and 7 to 5 points. Forward to Jack Kelly. Jack Kelly goes for the long one here. This will be a great point if he can get it. Dropping in around the square, falls in the square. Oh, Roddy was in there and the ball was dropped, just couldn't get a touch to it. Chasing after the ball now. Fiacre Fennel chasing after David Reedy. Reedy with the ball. Fiacre trying to hold him out. Reedy just pushed him out of the way. Gets the ball and drives it to the right and wide. Big took out this time again. Up goes the hand. This time, for the first time, kicked back along the ground after the ball and tried to win it inside. It was Owen Gohan. Turns around, wins the ball, looks at the post and says, Roddy, that's a lovely shot. That's a great score. Between the two of them, they worked hard for that one.
They did, but as I said, when the ball's gone in there, we're good. If Gohan and King can get the ball, Roddy had to do a lot of work there, and he knew he had to take it on. Brilliant score, but they're few and far between, those balls going in there. Here we go again.
18 minutes gone, almost 19 minutes gone then in this opening half, and Laois have got one back. High ball dropping in. Conor Cleary, the full back, grabs it. We're a 4-point game here. One score since the water break. Great point from Roddy King from a tight angle on the far side, combining over there with Owen Gohan. The ball always out, and out here to Jack Brown. He's a corner back, but he's 45 metres out. Hits a long one across to the far side. Up goes Shanaher. Shanaher breaks the ball down and on the far side of the field. It's picked up by Aidan McCarthy. McCarthy turns around, looks at it, and McCarthy drives the ball out to the right and wide, and that's another wide. That's 9 wides for the 9 wides for Clare. 1 goal and 7 to 6 points. 19 minutes gone in this opening half. 1 goal and 7 to 6. Yeah, 4 between the sides. Puck out will come inside from Enda Roland again. Roland drills it along. Up goes the hurl every time almost. Clare will win those ones. Running onto his Paddy Purcell. And then the chop coming in on Fiacre Fennel. And Fiacre Fennel wins the free between the 45 and 65, and a chance for PJ Scully to narrow the gap again and bring it down to a 3-point game. And Laois have started this quarter well.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, a little bit. The shape is restored, and the ball. We've been able to get the ball back into Roddy. That one half forward line, we had numbers underneath it. You have to have numbers, and then you get a 50-50, or you may get a free. So I expect PJ to slot this one, and he does. Good score, PJ.
PJ Scully then with the 50-metre free, popping it over the bar, and there's a goal between the sides. 1 goal and 7 to 7 points. 20 minutes gone in this opening half. And the rain making it very, very sloppy outside, and was huge rain in Port Laois this morning from 6 o'clock to probably 9 or 10 o'clock. So it certainly is soft already. But anyway, Clare on the coming out, trying to set up an attack on the far side of the field again. Hand pass went astray, out over the sideline on the far side, and sideline ball will be to Laois. Beginning to get a couple of little breaks. Going back to take it on that far side of the field will be Conor Phelan. He's back in his correct jersey, wearing the number 7 now, left half back on that far side of the field. James Ryan and Kieran Kyle are still wearing the wrong jerseys, but sideline cut. Back there to take a Conor just outside the 45. Cuts a massive cut up along the sideline, but running onto it, breaking the ball down his own Gohan. He did well. He tips the ball outside. Chance out there now, trying to cut in back inside. Peter Scully. Scully looks at the post inside. That's a great score, great play from Gohan.
Yeah, well done on Gohan. So sometimes if it's lonely in there, you got to go and find it and get yourself into the game, and I thought he did outstanding there. One small mistake by their sweeper returned in a score for us, so it's a high quality game. That's the level we're playing at, and I'm delighted for Owen Gohan. That may settle his nerves now.
21 minutes gone in the opening half. 3 scores in a row for Laois for the first time. PJ Scully getting the great finish from PJ Scully, and Gohan breaking the ball down when really he shouldn't have won it, and then a foul committed, and the foul is committed by Conor Phelan on the 65, and it'll be a free for Clare just on their own 65, maybe a little bit outside it. 22 minutes gone in the opening half. 1-7 for Clare, 8 points for Laois, 2 between the sides. Out to take it, Aidan McCarthy. He's looking for a towel to dry the hurler, dry the yellow slitter. And amazing how quickly we got used to the yellow slitters, Enda.
Actually, yeah, you're right. We did, didn't we? Brought in because of the potential of a lot of evening matches last year in COVID. But all senior games now with the yellow. And as you say, we're used to it now.
Right on the 65, his own 65 on Aidan McCarthy, standing over this one. To put 3 between the sides again. That single goal. That goal, which is a cracking goal from Shane O'Donnell. Rising low, rising the ball, striking it. Aidan McCarthy, where's it going to go? Dropping in, just dropping out to the left and wide. 10 wides for 3, 6, 9, 10 wides for Clare.
Yeah, they're missing, and PJ Scully is going to score ours, so we're probably been kept in a game that we could have been way out, well beaten, so we've been lucky in that regard, but there's a hurl actually flying out of the hand, so that shows how slippy it is as well, and that may be a factor at the freeze as well, Jack.
In possession of the ball, over there is Conor Cleary. Conor Cleary hits it down along the far side of the field. Cathal Malone wins it, back after the ball. One 7-8 now. Laois playing very, very well at the start of the third quarter. Hit 3 scores in a row. Going for this one, but just off the target is Laois corner forward Owen Gohan. He set up the last score for PJ Scully. PJ hit a 50 over before that, and then Roddy King with a great point just at the start of the second half. 3 great scores. Laois right back in this game.
Yeah, so we have to trust our full forward line and get the ball into them. Owen Gohan's done well now. We're feeding them a little bit more, and Roddy had a great score when he was given the ball, so it's a bit of trust required there as well.
Shane O'Donnell way back in defence, lays the ball off and hit back inside and hit in and hit over the bar. A great score coming from Jason McCarthy, who started in midfield in place of Tony Kelly.
Yeah, in fairness, I was saying to you earlier, we have to look at games that we can win. They don't have David Fitzgerald or Tony Kelly out there today, 2 huge players in inter-county level. So we have to look at this game and not just performance. We have to try to win this game.
That goal in between the sides, 1 goal and 8 to 8 points, but Laois have settled and have got those 3 scores in a row, got 2 before half time as well, and right back into this game now. If they can just push it on, get a few more scores in the final 10 minutes of this opening half. No changes being contemplated by either side as yet. Players warming up all of the time, but that's half of the course. Long cut right down along the field. Cross comes Hartnett. Hartnett as well. Lost the hurl, but keeps the body out there and did very, very well. And knocked the ball out of Ian Gallivan's hands somehow without any hurl. Ball is back to outside end to the man who scored the last point. Back outside end to McCarthy. Going for the score from this side, but hitting the ball out to the left and wide. And that's 11 wides for Clare.
And that's right in front of the Laois bench. So they were, Donegal had no hurl and he didn't need one, and we turned them over. So great work by the Laois defenders again. Here goes Enda going long.
Enda out in his semi-circle with a massive puck out to the far side of the field. Over there, Roddy King comes off his fingertips. The ball breaks down, but he's fouled. 30 metres out. PJ Scully came on to pick up the ball. He was gone straight through had he been let, but the referee this time, and I think most of the puck out on the far side of the field. Roddy has lost a few, but he's been held solidly all of the time.
Yeah, the last 3 or 4 that went in, we're getting a return. Owen Gohan has had 3 possessions now, and Roddy earned the free that time. The last one before that he scored, so no harm to go along and mix it. So that's the key. Adjust to the game of what you see in front of you.
26 minutes gone in this opening half. From a tight angle on the far side. PJ Scully knocked it in. Hasn't missed one as yet. It's a 2-point game at O'Moore Park. 1 goal and 8 to 9 points. And Laois have got 4 out of 5 scores now in this second quarter. And 2 points, as I said, between the sides. 11 points to 9 on this side of the field. The ball is picked up by the cornerback Jack Brown. Brown pops one forward. Hit a lovely little hand pass. Gives it outside to Aaron Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald going forward. It was Kieran Kyler who lost the hurl that time. And the referee calling it back, giving the free to Clare, and the Laois contingent down to our left not happy with it.
It's great to see it's great to see the full panel roaring and shouting for all their teammates out there, and we thought we had a great turnover, and well, let's put it this way, the Laois bench were able to tell the referee what they thought of that one. I thought it was a bit mild, to tell you the truth, Jack. Now I thought it was a good turnover. So
the conditions are absolutely terrible here at O'Moore Park. It was dry when it started, but the rain is coming down in sheets, and it's coming down, and it's coming into the back of the free taker, Aidan McCarthy. He has missed a few so far. PJ Scully has missed none. 2 between the sides. 1 goal and 8 to 9 points. McCarthy taking plenty of time over this one. Hurled up in front of him is Paddy Purcell. McCarthy gets this one, drills it in, and he made no mistake. He took plenty of time on that one.
Yeah, he needed to, because in fairness, they've been out hurling us. So looking at the options now, Owen Gohan is going wide. We're trying to ping him with this puck out, trying to find a pocket here in the half back line, and Gohan has it.
1 goal and 9 to 9 points. Gohan Lovely ball. Coming away with the ball now is Fiacre Fennell. He puts it in the pad of Paddy Purcell. Paddy Purcell away on his bike. Paddy Purcell still going forward. Shot from Paddy. Rose off his hurl. I think he was intending going for the goal.
It was, but the key thing there and that whole thing was that Owen Gahan now has the confidence now to go and call for a puck out. He went into a pocket. Enda Nolan will find you. He won it, offloaded it, Paddy Purcell, and we looked good there. Jack, that looked a very good attack again by Laois.
27 and a half minutes gone. Free committed this time, and a rare one down to our left hand side by the Clare men, and it'll be a free out then for Laois. But Laois are certainly playing well. 1 goal and 9 to 10 points, 2 between the sides. 28 minutes gone in this opening half, and Brian Lohan on the sideline, and a lot of politics being played out in Clare at the moment, GA politics that is, and a lot of stories coming out of it. And this week we had the COVID thing between Wexford and Clare. Didn't look good on paper, didn't look good, the allegations that are being made, but none of the Clare players affected today. The 2 players who were out, Tony Kelly and David Fitzgerald, are both out through injury. Meanwhile there's a Laois player down injured to our left hand side, and it's the full back down there is Sean Downey, and free will be to Roland out. Roland goes for this one, hits it across the side of the field. There's a Clare man over there, grabs it out of the sky and hits it forward, and picked up there by Aidan McCarthy. McCarthy swung around the neck, going forward by Kieran Collier. And the foul is committed, and the free in is to Clare, and it's 65 metres out, maybe a metre long with it, and the towel comes in again to dry off the hands, give them a grip. 29 minutes gone in this opening half. 1 goal and 9 to 10 points. Laois right in this game. They've certainly settled down. They've strengthened up in defence, beginning to do a bit of hurling in the middle of the field, and certainly the forward when the ball goes in, they're winning it as well. Aidan McCarthy taking plenty of time over this one as well. He missed a few earlier on. Intent on that, he didn't miss the last one. This one rises on the 65, hits it strongly, hits it well, hits it straight over the black spot. Aidan McCarthy with another one, pops it in. 65 metre free. Brings the total of 1 goal and 10, 3 between the sides again, 1 goal and 10 to 10 points. After this one, and winning it is either PJ Scully, turns into trouble, tries to hand pass the ball, he's does back over the head, but Clare are there, and they're in numbers and worked it well. That was great play. Walked it down along the field, back covering his Fiacre Fennell, but he lost the ball, but he got the hurl back in again, did very, very well. Ball knocked out over the sideline, and the sideline ball will be to Laois, and making mistakes, but on today they're not being punished that much except for the opening goal.
Yeah, that's true, and we seem to have settled into a game now. There's only 2 points in this game, and there's not a lot between the two teams the way they're hurling at the minute, so now you got to try to get players that want to impose themselves, like this man here.
Roddy King wins a great ball from a delivery from Jack Kelly, still in possession of the ball, going forward, turns around, runs back into trouble, hand passes it back inside into the middle, picked up by Conor Phelan. Conor cuts to the middle, but was foul going forward, dead straight in front of the post. 40 metres out. And the free in will be to Laois, and a chance to go 2 points behind again. 10 to 10 points. 31 minutes gone in this opening half. PJ Scully will come forward and take it again. Clare still not happy with the decision. The free was given away. But PJ Scully from 44 metres out on the free to knock this over. And they've got more scores in the opening half so far than they got in the full games in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but more importantly, what I'm looking at there was Conor Phelan. He's been waiting for his chance. He made a mistake early on, but he's burst back into this game, and it's great to see from a young lad like that to respond like that. So well done, Conor Phelan.
Went forward with aggression, with purpose, and won the free. Great play, Conor. Puck out comes, out to the full back. Conor Cleary. Now Laois just to keep this scoreline up to half time. High ball, Hartlett's under this one. Put up the hurl, ball is broken down. Chasing in after the ball, the shot coming in, dropping, but dropping to the right and wide. 12 wides for Clare in this opening half. Ball outside to Matthew Whelan. He dropped it. Looked like it was hot. Still with the ball. Hits it outside to Jack Kelly. Jack holding onto it. Now he goes up to go forward with the ball. Tries to push his man away. Going forward with the ball. Linesman standing in front of him. He says he was pushed. What's he going to do? I think he was pushed. Should be a free. Jack's not happy. He's given the free, yeah, it had to be, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a free, but Shane O'Donnell didn't agree with it, and then the linesman gave it as a Clare ball, which it would have been, but they were all confused because it was actually Laois free. So PJ's coming back for this one. Your choice is PJ for long distance or Enda. If he gets it, it's a great decision, but sometimes it's nearly a conundrum, isn't it, having two great free takers. But hopefully PJ, he's been on form today, so he might as well come back and take it. It'd be a great point to get, Jack.
PJ Scully hasn't missed one yet. Can he get this one? Dropping left. In there is Roddy. Breaks the ball down. Has it in his hand. Turning around. Hits it back across the face of the goal. Chance for Gahan. Picked it. Has it in the hand again. Back outside. Chance is there. Pulled in. Hit. Over the... No, to the left and wide. Oh, that was a great opportunity at that time for James Ryan.
Yeah, it was, but I was watching Roddy and Owen working well together there because it's 4-on-2, and Owen Gahan and Roddy I think have been hurling really, really well. James Ryan should have punished them there because to reward that effort. Here come Clare again.
Clare in possession of the ball. The ball is across to Cathal Malone, back on his own 45. Works it across to the side of the field. Work to be done here. Collier just didn't come strongly enough for that ball. And the ball was taken by the cornerback Jack Brown. He gives it to the other cornerback Rory Hayes. Hayes works it out to the middle of the field. Now Clare maybe trying to get a goal before half time to give himself that boost. There, play by Dermot Conway. Worked the ball outside. But there's a Clare man there to pick it up. And going forward with the ball. Overcarried it and forced it over David Reedy. And... I'm just also noticing that the two cornerbacks are wearing the wrong jerseys as well. Even though we know them. So 6 Laois players line out in the wrong jerseys.
Pat Delaney won't be happy, Jack. I'm telling you that now. He won't. But what I did like there was a Clare player diving into the tackle, and they usually get handy frees, but that was great turnover by our defenders and proper order. Free for Laois. Let's punish it.
A couple of minutes of additional time will be added on. We've 34 minutes, 3 minutes of additional time. 3 minutes. And the ball drilled up along the side of the field. Owen Gahan fighting hard for this one, and he's really coming into the game, getting his opportunity to start and taking it with both hands at the minute, that has to be said. Working the ball out of Clare, going forward with the ball. The foul is committed by PJ Scully on the centre half back John Conlon, the captain of the side. And now Laois just to hold this 2-point lead to half time, and that would be a boost. They'll be happy enough with that, but Clare will up to try and get a score. Long ball across to the far side, running onto it is Roddy King. Roddy on it, wins the ball, has it in the hand, on his knees, foul, pushed in the back, free for PJ Scully, far side of the field, well played Roddy King.
Well, things going well. I just prior to that ball came into Owen Gahan, who had 2-on-1, and PJ and Kieran Collier came in to help him. They actually should have done better. I thought Gahan was doing outstanding, but in fairness to Owen Gahan and Roddy King, they are putting in huge mileage up there. So when the ball's on the other side, I'm watching them, they're tracking, they're running, they're trying to create space, and they're turning over defenders, and they're outnumbered the whole time. So they're playing really, really well, and PJ is punishing any indiscretion.
PJ Scully with this one then to narrow it to a single point before half time, and certainly when there were 5 points down in the middle of the half, they'll be happy with this one. No, he drills the ball to the left and wide. PJ Scully with a free from 40 metres out on the side and the far side, driving to the left and wide, would have narrowed to a single point, 2 between the sides as we're into injury time. Lovely ball from Conor Phelan, gives the ball forward, but intercepted brilliantly by the Clare man and tipped back inside, tipped on by Collier, onto it is Roddy King. Roddy, if he can get it up, opportunity will be there for him. He's tackled strongly. Sacker even stronger again by men, tries to work it back out along the field, and the ball was taken off him by Shane O'Donnell, and O'Donnell's away on a run down along the sideline, hand passed the ball forward, foul to the referee, and Roddy was just in hard luck there. He ran out of road, he ran out of players. There was 5 players around
it was, and they know that too, because at this stage teams will adjust and they'll see who's on form and who's playing well, and they know when Roddy's getting close to the ball, they need to get the numbers over there. He's done really well, but I tell you, Conor Phelan has come right into this game now. He's found his feet, and he's hurling very well in the half back line. And we need players. I tell you, if we want to win this game, players have to decide that they want to win this game, but you need more. But I like the way Conor Phelan has reacted, Fakra, particularly Owen Gahan and Roddy. They're the lads now that you can see that they want to win this game, but they need help, probably a little bit more from the half-hour line of midfielders.
With the ball then is Aidan McCarthy, and last time he got one from me, this position, he just struck it straight, the last 2 straight over the sweet spot inside. He looks at the target side, up and down, takes all the time in the world to put his side 3 points clear as we're into 2 minutes of additional time being played. 3 was signalled, hits this one into the clouds. Where is it going? Is it going to the right? Is it going in? It just goes over the bar. It barely made it inside that far post down there on the right hand side.
All count, Jack, and that'll put them 3 up. But we've still got time. We're still playing. Enda plays short and goes long, and the Roland's going long here.
37 and a half minutes. Long ball now dropping in around the square. Up goes the big full back. But the ball is broken down by Roddy King. Running after this Collar. Collar has the ball. Pops it inside. Opportunity now. Bursting his way forward. Trying to PJ Scully. But he's again bottled up. 4 men there around him. And the ball was worked back outside. Out there to number 17, Shane Golden. And now Clare come away. Lees tried to hold him to the 2 points. Now there are 3 points as we're coming to half time. Golden with the ball again. And going forward. He pops it out into an open space. That's filled by Cathal Malone. He has scored 2 or 3 points in the game so far. Going for another Cathal Malone. That'll put 4 between them at the break as we're right on the 38th minute. Cathal Malone, great score. Lee should have had a score the other end.
We're in the D with the ball in possession. I do half looking for a goal, would have settled for a point, but we got neither, and they get a point, and now it's out to 4. Here's another long ball in towards Roddy.
112 to 11 point in around the square. Roddy just beaten for the ball as a referee. Is he blowing the half time whistle? Half time, very, very competitive opening half. Laois were 5 points down early on. Looked like it was going to be stretched, but at half time here in O'Moore Park, there's just a few points between the sides. It's Clare 112, Laois 11 points.
Cornerbacks, wing backs, and wing forwards.
Has just died off here now. Never saw it like them. I'd say it'll be fair tacky when they go back out on it. Oh, we'll chat away here, yeah.
Great team, no, he's looking at the team. It's fucking very mild.
Well, we could bring a commentary if we had two teams here, Will, but the referee and his linesmen are out in the field for the past 2 or 3 minutes. But we have had the most horrendous hailstones you could ever witness here. Lasted for a short 10 minutes. They probably heard them inside in the dressing room and said, we're not going back out there too quickly. It's raining away, but it has left a sheet all over the pitch. You can see a white sheet on it. Lyons now coming out to our left-hand side, down to our left. But Enda, Lyons leashed well in this game, didn't look good for them early on, but they fought their way back.
Yeah, they did, and we just before half time it was 3. We had a chance to bring it back to 2. We didn't take it, and Clare went down and pushed it out to 4. But if we look at it, the game, it's very competitive, Jack. Now, we've been watching the last 2 games, and the third quarter has been hugely significant. In the third quarter against Wexford was our best quarter. And we had great hope here last week when we said the third quarter now against Dublin, we can push on, and we lost it, I think, 7-0. So we're going into a critical part. Whether we like it or not, these water breaks are part of the game. So this third quarter, Jack, we have to perform. We're 4 down. I don't have a problem with that. We're very much in the game. We're hurling well. A lot of players are hurling well. But we have to perform in this third quarter and make sure we're still in the melting pot going into the fourth quarter.
And you said the third quarter against Wexford was our best quarter that game, and against Dublin last week was our worst quarter. So it's, they have to pick it up.
Yeah, they do. So when you're looking out there and you're saying you need players to perform. So you need players to say, I want to get into this game. And I've seen that today from Roddy and Owen, and particularly Owen Gahan. As I said earlier, he got 2 token efforts prior to this. 2 5 minutes, I think, is what he got. He got a start here today, and he has nailed it. I think he's been very, very good. The other forwards, the half-hour line is struggling a bit because you mightn't win a game in the half-hour line, but you can lose it. And if we don't man up there, we're going to lose this game. And it's not about winning dramatic catches. It's about making sure you're getting your hooks and your blocks and your tackles in, and the ball is sticking up there so we can turn it over and create a free.
Clare back out in the field, just looking, don't see any changes on the Laois side. And one change that we said before the start, it was Colin Staple that came in from Chad Dwyer, and we saw Chad going down the stand here at half time limping, so it's an injury that could be of some concern, particularly with games to come against Kilkenny and then the final one away to Antrim. Referees in the centre of the field, ready to throw the ball in, and it's still raining very, very heavily here. Make for a sloppy second half at half time. Here the ball has been thrown in. It's 1-12 for Clare, it's 11 for Laois, 4 between the sides, and Laois win the breaker ball in the middle of the field and a frontal charge on Paddy Purcell, and Laois win the free right in the centre of the field. He's calling for the ball, and PJ Scully will come out to take it. Only missed one in the opening half, and that was probably his easiest one from the left hand side. Hit a good point from play as well, but just at that stage Enda said about bringing it back. Actually there was only 2 points between the sides at the time, with 35 minutes gone. He missed that one to bring it down to 1, and then the last couple of scores were got by Clare to leave 4 points in at the break. Referee talking to one of the Clare boys there now, what exactly he's explaining to him, I'm not sure. It's a long and serious conversation, and meanwhile PJ Scully is standing over the ball. The magic spray is in as well. Thought that was gone, hasn't seen the spray for a long time. Could be the spray for drying up the hands. PJ Scully with the ball, rises it, strikes it. That's a bad miss. Straight in front of the post, 65 metres out.
Yeah, it's one that he usually gets, but it doesn't matter who's taking them. We need to score them. That should have been nailed. At this level, we have to take it down. We have to take all our chances, Jack, and that's a poor miss. He won't be happy with that.
Ball up to the far side of the field. One over there by David Reedy. Reedy gives it back in, but the ball is taken off him brilliantly by Laois midfielder Fiacre Fennell, but the referee saw an indiscretion. He's given the free, and the free is to Clare. Dead straight in the customers here where we're sitting right on the little spot. It is the halfway line, and the free will be taken by Aidan McCarthy. He missed a couple early on, but then sewed them up in the end of the opening half. 1 goal and 12 for Clare, 11 points for Laois. 1.5 minutes played in the second half. 1.5 stop-start minutes, it has to be said. And now with McCarthy to knock this one over and to give his side a 5-point lead, Laois would be hoping and should have got that opening score from PJ Scully. But a lot of scores will be missed in championship games, all league games all over the country today. Standing over this one, McCarthy looks down, looks up, and it's a long process. Then bends down, rises the ball and strikes it, and it has to be slippy. It's sort of screwed off his hurl, but it might have the distance. It has the distance, it has the accuracy, and Aidan McCarthy popped that one over the bar. That's the score that Laois needed.
Yeah, exactly. So a free each, they get theirs, we didn't get ours. Clare are now playing a full forward line. They're playing 3 inside, but they're playing very wide. So the 2 corner forwards are way out towards the sideline. So what they're going to try to do is, they believe one-on-one their corner forwards or their forwards will beat the Laois man. And if you look down the other end of the field, the Laois full forward line are playing narrow. So we're looking to play the pockets in front of there, but they're looking to go trying to get one-on-ones.
Sideline cut then between the 45 and 65 for the Clare men, and well cut by the wing halfback Dermot Ryan, and grabbed in the middle there by Jason McCarthy outside into the wing to Cathal Malone. He scored 3 points in the opening half. This one he goes for and drives the ball out to the left and wide, and anxious to get and take the puck out inside in the Laois goal is the captain, Enda Nolan. He was stopped early on by the referee, going too quick. Long went down the far side, down towards Collier. Collier was surely being held, goes after this ball, knocked out over the sideline. He used to get a sideline ball, but it's amazing the inconsistencies and referees were looking at. That was a clearly held the far side, and yet he is given frees for lesser things during the game.
Yeah, you break your heart actually, Jack, wouldn't it? Because Kieran did well. What he did was he started in the 11 position to create space for Enda to pop it into the 10 position. He did that, he won it, but he was fouled, but he didn't get the free. But we have the line ball. Jack Kelly is a long one, great one from Jack Kelly, and it's all the way over the bar. That's a mighty stroke from Jack Kelly from 60 metres out on the third side of the field. I think it's standard procedure in Rathdowney Earl, isn't it? We've been looking at Mark Kavanagh doing it for a long time. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing Mark this year, but Jack Kelly was definitely watching him because that's an outstanding score.
Back to 4 points then. Laois have scored 12. Clare have scored 113. Matthew Whelan back mopping up, back in that full back line, gives it outside. Laois are working away. Donica Hartnell works the ball outside, picked up by Fiacre Fennell. He pops it forward to Colm Stapleton, and a lovely long pass out onto the wing, out to Jack Kelly. Can he get 2 in a row? Hits it well. It's a mighty shot, but it'll drop short. Hops into the goalkeeper inside. Just wasn't strong enough. 4 minutes gone in the second half, and Laois have got one back, and they trail 113 to 12, 4 points. Clare come flying away on the counter attack. The ball's brought up by Rory Hayes up to the corner flag on the right hand side. Back outside it goes again, out there to Dermot Ryan. Ryan looks at the post, drills it in, Dermot Ryan, but he drills the ball to the right and wide, and a let off for the Laoismen again, and I think that could be 12, that could be 14 wides. Jack Kelly in possession of the ball again on the far side of the field. He skips back into his left hand side, hits it low on the ground to Collier. He went for a return pass. Collier didn't give it to him. Collier goes for the score himself. He mightn't have the distance either. He hasn't. Straight into the goalkeeper, hops it on his hurl and hits it outside. And Quilligan equal to it, and it was an easy one. Great tackle coming in on this side of the field then from James Ryan, stopped his man in his tracks, but the ball goes to the far side, terrace side, away come Clare, flying up along that far side, on the run is the centre half back, John Conlon, he's the captain, but he's just brilliant by PJ Scully, great play by PJ, turns around and strikes the ball, didn't look where he was striking it, struck it straight to a man with nobody within 30 yards of him, Aaron Fitzgerald, and he mops it up and comes away with it, gives the ball outside to Cathal Malone, Malone deep in his own half, drills one down along the middle, down towards Shanaher, ball is broken down, trying to work it away, 3 Leishman in there, one of them is Diarmid Conway, but the ball is won by Clare, falls back outside, out to the centre half forward Ian Galvin pops it over.
Okay, so each team are trying to figure out how to get your score, where to play. Do we go short, do we carry it? Clare are probably happier to throw one-on-ones in there. They're trying to create one-on-ones. We're trying to get Matthew back in front of Shanaher, so it isn't a one-on-one, but in fairness to Clare, they were able to turn us over there, and it was about a 4-on-1, but outstanding strength by Shanaher. 3 times.
Diarmid, oh my goodness. He did it last week as well, I think. Diarmid Conway coming out with the ball, took it 3 times, and the referee was just waiting for him to do it.
And so were the Clare forwards. So traditionally forwards would dive in and say give a token tackle, and the defender could come out. But what they do now is they know teams like to carry it, so they're forcing Diarmid to make a decision and not dive in. And unfortunately, that's a basic error for Diarmid. He's mad with himself. But unfortunately it results in a handy free for Clare.
He was flying it, he was going at pace, he was doing everything right, he had too much pace.
Top of the ground for Diarmid. He's a brilliant athlete. I think he's the fastest athlete we have in the panel, so he loves open ground, but unfortunately an error there, but he's grown with every game. It's a great time for him, he's a good lad.
This to put there's 114 to 12 points, and this to put 6 between the sides. Rising the ball is McCarthy, 40 metres out, strikes it well, strikes it cleanly, strikes it over the bar. 115 to 12. Little bit of a gap opening up now. 6 points between them for the first time, and 7 minutes gone in the second half. Big wind up for Roland, going along this time. Roddy lost his footing, and up it goes. It might fall kindly. Tried to tip it on the ground was Collier. In possession of the ball is the cornerback Rory Hayes, works the ball back to centre half back John Conlon. The captain hits it up along the far side of the field, out there to Diarmid Ryan, man with oceans of space. Somebody has to commit, somebody has to go. Over there is Aidan McCarthy trying to take on his man, and then drills it back out the field, out to Ian Galvin looking at the post, hits it then low on the ground to Cathal Malone looking for another score. He's hit a few good ones in the game. This one will be to the left and wide. 15 wides for Clare.
Yeah, that's true. It's one of the stories of the game, but the other one is how confident they are in spraying the ball around and looking after the sliotar. They were unlucky there.
PJ Scully down this side of the field, fighting with his man, the Conlon centre half back, trying to get the boot in, but it was 3 Claremen there, and it's picked up there by Shane O'Donnell. O'Donnell roving all over the place. He gives it outside then to Jason McCarthy. McCarthy up along the wing. Now there's 3 against 2 here. Lovely ball across the middle, work to be done here. Ball's broken down. Jack Kelly is after it. Jack does well to win the ball, makes space for it, comes away with it, pops the ball back outside. Ball out from Fiacre Fennell, but into the middle of the field from Jack Kelly, but they just didn't go for it, mopped up by Clare. And I used to play golf with the great Tom Lawler, trained Portlaoise, and he used to say, a faint heart never won a fair lady.
There's a bit of that going on there, is right. Unfortunately, we looked a bit, as you said, tame on that one, and the urgency that we can play with. I don't know if we've the fitness to keep going the whole time on that, Jack. So we've gone into these lulls in all the games, and they've been very. They've been critical in the end result. So at this moment in time now, we need somebody to stand up again, grab a ball, and up the energy. So we just have lacked it. The problem is their scoreboard's ticking over, ours isn't.
Just to make it 1 goal and 16, put 7 between the sides. It's 1-15 to 12 at the moment. 6 clear points. The goal and 3 points. With the ball is Aidan McCarthy standing inside the 45. Hardly going to miss from here. We're going to nearly chalk it down to put 7 between the sides, and he strikes this one clean. He puts it over, and there is 7 between the sides. It's 1 goal and 16 to 12 points as a sub is coming on, and going off is Jason McCarthy, who came in at the start for Tony Kelly, and it's David Fitzgerald, the midfielder, who is coming in, and 21 going off is Jason McCarthy. Now, with the puck out inside, is Enda Roland. Roland goes long to the far side, terrace side this side. Up goes the hurls, up goes the hand, ball broken down, won by Clare. Clare come away with it, knocked away by PJ Scully, picked up again by the full back. Full back there was Conor Cleary, waiting for the pass back and taken to him and back outside to his corner back Jack Brown, and Brown then out lower on the ground. Lovely confident play by Clare, little hand pass forward as well, picked up and taken on the run by Cathal Malone. Long one outside to Shane O'Donnell, long way out from goal. He'll go from the point from here. Shane O'Donnell looks at the target inside, hits it in, the umpire nods at the other umpire. Great score for Shane O'Donnell.
Clare took the ball 7 passes later, put the ball in the right position, and we were poor from that puck out, and we're struggling again on puck outs, Jack, and there's another. We went short that time and we've been turned over, so this is very, very costly at this moment of time.
Ball dropping in this time, but drops out into the left and wide, and 8 points between the sides now. 117 is a big total. Laois have scored 12, and there's only 11 minutes gone in this second half. Jack Kelly in possession, pops it back inside into the middle, taken on the run by Sean Downey. No point in killing himself. The ball could do that work, but the lovely hand pass forward, taken by Colin Stapleton. Stapleton pops it off again instead of Paddy Purcell. Purcell on the bike, and he's gone away, strikes it off the left. Lovely score from Paddy Purcell, well walked down along the sideline.
Yeah, from Sean Downey, about an 80-metre run. Colin Stapleton 40, Paddy Purcell another 40. So it's huge energy, as I said earlier, required for us to score. We're good at it, but we don't have the fitness to keep doing it the whole time. And taking into account, you've got to do a lot of tracking to keep on top of these Clare boys as well, who are very comfortable on the ball. And I think have our number at this moment. And it's a costly third quarter, Jack.
Absolutely, and the ball is with Davy Fitzgerald, who's just come on as a sub, and he's going for a score, and he makes no mistake, and says, well, why wasn't I started? 2 Laois subs coming on, just see who they are now. There's number 22 is Kieran Comfort, and number 23 is James Keys, so freshening things up a bit.
It does indeed, and their boys now, they could probably do with a start as well. They've been kind of coming in with only 10 minutes to go, so they have a little bit more time today to make an impression. Paddy has run himself to the ground. And hopefully these boys will get on ball now and make an impression.
And who else has gone off down to her?
Owen Gahan and Paddy are
I think it would be, but Shane O'Donnell cutting through the middle, heading for goal. Shane O'Donnell again tips the ball across. The goal! Oh, brilliant play. O'Donnell is a master. He could have taken it himself, but he just tipped it out to the man running beside him, and he just tipped it into the back of the net.
O'Donnell is a different class. He always, I think when he gets the ball, he's always thinking, can I score a goal? And it's kind of like a compromise if he gets a point. Some players are glad to get a point, but he's always thinking goal. But he has a serious side step and he's huge strength. Brilliant.
Mark Rogers, the player who will come on as a sub, finishes the ball to the back of the net, and that puts a different complexion on the scoreboard. 2 goals in 17 to 13 points, 10 between the sides, and we have 13 minutes gone now in the second half, and Laois now with it all to do, freshening things up, bringing in a few players, James Keys and Kieran Comfort coming in, but now have to knuckle down and get back into this game, and it's a big gap now, Enda.
Yeah, so Kieran Comfort has gone into full forward line where we didn't really have a problem, but we weren't getting a lot of ball. We're struggling around the middle of the park. Fiacre Fennell has probably been our best player for the last 2 games. Whether they've earmarked him or not, I don't know, but he can't get on ball and influence the game, and neither can Colin Stapleton. So James Keys has gone in there. Hopefully he'll find ball and generate ball for forwards again. But it's an area where we've been bullied today, and we're getting no return out of it, Jack.
Free for Aidan McCarthy, right down in front of us here, just inside the 65. We have 14 minutes gone in the second half. McCarthy goes for this one, and Aidan McCarthy is not missing in the second half at all. He's set it up midway through the opening half, and deadly on target there. 2 goals in 19, then to 19 to 13 points. So there's 12 now between the sides. This gap has lengthened. PJ Scully couldn't get the ball up at his feet. 2 or 3 attempts at it. Kieran Collier is there. He has it in his hand now. Tries to burst his way forward. Hand passed the ball out into the wing, but he got it out to Jack Kelly, the referee. Gave the free in favour of Laois. Cork hitting 2 in a row. The goal. Great play by Shane O'Donnell. Met it all straight to the middle, then just tipped it out, and all it was for Rogers to tip it into the back of the net. Jack Kelly now. PJ Scully going to take this free 50 metres out just to the left of the post. 2:19 to 13 points as we're into the 15th minute of the game. PJ rises this one, strikes it clearly, puts it over the bar. But Laois just have to keep pegging away, Enda.
Yeah, we have, and we were just not able to impose ourselves on these teams. And Clare look bigger and stronger, and they're able to. As the game goes on, they nearly get stronger, and we look weaker. But we have to turn ball over. Here's James Keys now.
Ball is with James, turning twisted with the ball, hits one straight into the middle, picked up there and taken on the run now, and it is a great run going forward with the ball. Kieran Comfort, but overstepped, took too many steps in his excitement to get away, and the free out will be declared.
Yeah, and he wanted to get inside his man, and he had, but he'd taken the steps. But it's very hard for a young lad like that. He's coming in saying, I need to make an impression, and he won't get many balls, and he knows that. So when he got that one, I think he was a bit unlucky, to tell you the truth. But once he had beaten that man, he was in on goal. He had the right idea, and I like young lads coming in like that. But if he overcarried, he overcarried. But great touch by James Keys and a great pass from James. So that's what we need. James is in around the middle of the park now. He needs to get on ball and ping ball and make an impression.
11 then between the sides. Clare lead 2 goals and 19 points to 14 points. And we've just 16 minutes gone in the second half. After this one, we'll have the water break, I would say, here at Moore Park. Free on their own 65. Rising it, striking it. Massive strike from David Reedy. It'll drop on the 40-metre line. Up goes the hands. Broken down by Shanahan. Picked up by the man who scored the goal, I think it was Mark Rogers, and Mark Rogers gets it, pops it over the bar.
They look dangerous when the ball goes in. We look a little bit tired and lethargic, and they look very physical in comparison, and this is our best part, carrying the ball, so we need to look after it. Here comes Matthew.
2 goals and 20 then to 14 points. Ball across to the far side to Fiacre Fennell. Hits a high one inside, hoping something might work out for him. Ball broken down, but picked up by the centre half back John Conlon away with the ball, down along the middle, picked up by Fiacre again, comes charging down along the middle. Fiacre Fennell on a great run to the 45, strikes it off the hurl, dropping in inside Roddy. Oh! What a finish from Roddy King as the ball dropped in from Fiacre Fennell, looked to be going wide, got the hurl to it, badly needed a goal and a great boost.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a brilliant goal by Roddy, because in fairness to Fiacre, he ran as much as he could, and it's a wet ball, it's a heavy day, here comes the water rate, but Fiacre's shot was actually for a point, but Roddy took the chance and just on a maybe, and that's what great forwards are made out of. It's the same as O'Donnell on the far side. We've got Roddy, and he only had a few inches to work with, but kept his eye on the ball, beautiful contact, and squeezed it between the goalie and the post. An outstanding goal, Jack.
Outstanding goal here at the water break at Moore Park. It's Clare 220, Laois 114. Ready to go down for the last quarter. Puck out will come from the Clare end. Quilligan inside. Winds up for this one. Goes long to the far side of the field. Under it over there is Conor Phelan, but it's caught in front of him. And Clare come on the attack, and the ball is inside to Cathal Malone. Cathal Malone looks at it. Cathal Malone is a prolific scorer. Big man.
Hurling can be very simple sometimes. You poke the ball to half forward, he offloads it to the on runner, and the ball goes over the bar. Oh, here's our effort. We go long now. Can we nail it? No, we're losing it.
Now, out to the side of the field, taking on the run. Clare come looking for the score again, and to wrap this game up, 2 goals and 21 points to 114. There's 10 between the sides. Free out will be to Laois, out to take it. Cathal Malone pinging the last one over from play. 18 minutes gone in this second half. Total possession on the ground. Referee says it's my ball, he'll throw the ball in. Wants two players one from either side to throw it into. They're anxious to get in. Says, get out of my way, I'll throw it somewhere else. Goes farther out the field. They go after him like a pack of sheep. Pack of something. Still wants to throw the ball in. And there was Kyler, but the referee wouldn't throw it in between himself and the world, get too close to one another. The ball is back to the corner back, Rory Hayes. Hayes pins it back farther, but Clare now will pop it out of the defence, out to the full back. Big man, full back, Conor Cleary. He stopped and fouled on his own 45-metre line, and it'll be a free, and Aidan McCarthy go back to take it. 19 minutes gone now in the second half. 2:21 to 1:14. McCarthy with the towel in again to knock this one over. There's 10 between the sides. Only a couple of points between the sides when they met in the championship last year in Nolan Park in Kilkenny. But Laois short 6 or 7 of that team. Rising the ball, striking it is Aidan McCarthy. Massive strikes, dropping all the way over the bar. This man's some shooter.
Yeah, he's found the radar. He's found his O'Moore Park radar, because he started poor. He missed a lot in the first half, but he's punishing us now on every strike.
2:22 then, 11 points between the sides to 1 goal and 14. Ball out, just a free for Laois in the middle of the field. PJ Scully coming out to take it. PJ placed the ball between the two 65s. Look at the target inside. Every score now is vital for Laois. 1:14, just not good enough at the moment. But they have 15 minutes left to add to that total. Scully rises it, strikes it. Looking at it, not too happy with it, or is he dropping it in, dropping to the right and wide, and that's 3 bad misses in the second half.
And as we go into the third quarter, they have the hurling score, which is 2:22, and we've the football score, which is 1:14. We've left a little bit behind. In fact, Jack Dave left a lot behind, so they're definitely 10 points the better team at this moment of time. But we've got to dust ourselves down, and we've got to finish strong, and we've got to do the right things. So we've got to keep hurling right to the very, very end and see what comes up.
Colm Galvin in the field of play, and he'll add a bit of strength to that, if they need more strength, to that Clare side. Ball dropping down. Back there is James Keys. Keys coming away with the ball. Drilled one down to far. PJ Scully unmarked down there, dropped it though, when he should have had plenty of time and plenty of room. Hits it low on the ground, but straight to the full back. Full back, stronger man than his opponent, knocks him out of the way, and ball walked back outside to Dermot Ryan. Ryan winds up for this one. Up they go this side of the field, and Dermot Hurley was being held as he was coming across here, but he done well to get back. It was Sean Downey back inside into the middle. There could be another goal opportunity here. Clare bearing down a goal. Shot is in, shot hit in, hit over the bar. Cathal Malone with another score, and White. Yeah, well, we've 11 points between the sides here still, 2:22 to 1:14, and Laois really didn't get going into this last quarter. Clare got 2 scores in a row from Cathal Malone, and he should have had another one there a minute ago, just as wide of the post. Puck out comes from Roland to the far side of the field, 2:22 to 1:14. We have 22 minutes gone. James Ryan's gone away on his bike, heading to the 20-metre line. Clare man in pursuit, still Ryan, shot inside. Oh, he took the shot, but everything was done right. Execution was brilliant, but he hadn't got a finish.
No, he was unlucky, because it's a hard place to work today, the Laois half forward line, because they have extra men there, they're big men there, and to get even a touch of the ball today out there is very tough. So it's a hard shift out there on the Laois half forward line today. He did very well under the high ball. He broke it inside, did all the hard work, as you say. He's very, very unlucky with the strike. Unfortunately for James, he could do it. He's a great worker. That's his nickname, worker. But unfortunately, the strike didn't finish in the corner of the net.
23 minutes gone on in the second half. Clare player down injured inside, and Laois 114. Peter Scully has missed 3 frees now in the second half, all scoreable, we should say, maybe one before half time as well, and those would be adding up to a bit of a total.
Yeah, they will, and the 2 free takers have changed their fortune because Clare forward Aidan McCarthy, their striker free taker, was poor at the start, and he's hitting everything now, and PJ started well, but he's beginning to miss.
Ball broken on the side of the field by Conor Phelan, doing well at the wing half back, but only to the midfielder. The midfielder David Fitzgerald, who did well since he came on as a sub. Ball back outside, taken on the run there by Mark Rogers, who scored a goal in the Python League. Across the face of the goal, opportunity for Clare now, 20 metres out, back outside again, a shot, a rasping shot coming in and put over the bar by the corner forward Aidan McCarthy. Could have gone under just as easily.
Yeah, but it was the speed of their pass is good, and the speed of they're beginning to hurl with a bit of confidence now, and it's always, you can see it in the pass. If the pass is sloppy or if the pass is looping, you always wonder about it, but they're pinging the ball to each other now with confidence.
Looking at the stopwatch there, we've 12 minutes left in the game, or maybe 11 should I say, as it's 20, the clock down to my left hand side says 59 minutes gone, so 11 minutes left here, 24 minutes of this second half. Clare have got the last 3 scores, and they're getting the breaks and just getting the little tips as well. It's a sideline ball for them down here, 65-70 metres out from their own goal, hitting Lowell on the ground, out to it and doing well. Dermot Conway lost a hurl, but still kicking away with a boot, and he's still kicking away with a boot, and he's frustrated 2 or 3 Claremen, but eventually one of them gets it up, and this is what they do. They win the battles when they're in around the ground, the dirty battles. The ball is across to the far side. Colm Galvin, who come on as a sub, dispossessed by PJ Scully on the 40. Good play by PJ, wonderful play by PJ, but he couldn't get rid of the pass, intercepted, he was trying to get away, but he's back to kick it on the ground again, and he kicks it for the second time. The boot being used on both sides of the field, but Clare are trying to get it into the hand, and they will eventually, or will they? Back out, Roddy's out there trying to work his way, but he's dispossessed this time by Ian Galvin, the centre half over the other end, tackled by PJ Scully, out over the sideline, bit of a chop down to the referee. It'll be a free to Clare. Good commitment, that's all you can say about that.
Well, it's actually great work by Laois, but you can't decide to do it for 2 or 3 minutes. Every single battle has to be fought like that. Great, Roddy came out to help James Ryan as usual, battling in there, and it's a fair battle. They've turned out free out of it. I thought it was a bit handy actually. I thought it was a good block by PJ. He's saying it's a slap, but it is what it is. It's another chance for them to score, but in the 50-50 battles, even when we're in there for an age, they seem to be able to come out with the ball. They're bigger and stronger, and they're punishing us, Jack.
Aidan McCarthy with the free then, on the 65 the far side, just a metre outside it, and Hassan missed a pot. He missed a couple early on, but then he settled down. He took huge time over the next one, and he has been deadly accurate since, scoring from play and from frees. Laois going to bring in a sub as well down to our left hand side. Clare going to bring in 3 down to our right hand side, and McCarthy, but the commentators cursing him, he drives this one to the left and wide, anxious to get on with it. The referee not going to pull him this time is goalkeeper Enda Nolan. Drilled it down the sand side of the field, up goes the hand, ball broken down, but Clare are just physically stronger. When the ball is dropping in, they seem to win them all, or the majority of the money, but Laois are working hard for this one. Falls back outside, Roddy almost had it in the hand, that was taken off him, and taken off brilliantly by Cathal Malone, one of the stars of this Clare team, into Rory Hayes. Hayes is bottled up, ball taken off him. Trying to get it back up into his hand was Kieran Collier, but it wouldn't come. It was on the ground. Players piled up. Referee blows the whistle. He'll throw the ball in. Coming on then from Laois, we have number 21, Lee Clear, and we'd like to see him back into the defence. And the Laois number 18 is Liam Delaney from Abbeyleix, Ballerone man, getting his first taste of senior action here, I think, today.
It's Kieran McAvoy.
Oh, it's Kieran McAvoy's going in
wearing.
Yeah, Kieran McAvoy wearing number 18. Kieran Macca goes in. And coming off is Matthew Whelan, and coming off is Conor Phelan.
That's good. Well, Matthew's hurled away in the pocket. I thought Conor Phelan did very well today. It's great to see Lee Clear back. He's a proper hurler, and we need Lee Clear on the field, fit and healthy, and he needs game time. And Kieran McAvoy getting his twist, so we'll see how Kieran does. Big physical lad, so marking a big Clare lad will actually suit Macca.
Clare bringing on a sub as well. Their number 25, very small, right in front of me here. There was Donald McMahon coming in for the centre half forward, Ian Galvin. And Galvin comes across, he had done his work as well. Number 23 coming in for 5. Cian Nolan, and coming in for the wing half-back dealing with Ryan, and he has had some game. Now the puck out will come inside, drying the hurl, drying the ball, is the goalkeeper in there, Quilligan, and it's 7.5 minutes left in the game. 2:23 to 1 goal and 15 points. 12 is between the sides. Puck out comes to the stand side of the field. Under it there is Jack Kelly, one of Laois' better players. Ball falls down. Jack trying to get it out, but it falls kindly and instead for Mark Rogers. Rogers goes for the score, and that's a goal and 2 points for Mark Rogers.
Yeah, he's done well, and he's a sub that obviously wants to make an impression. His goal was obviously set up by Shane O'Donnell, but he did finish it very well. And now I think Aaron Dunphy's coming in now, so Aaron is a really, really good scoring forward, and hasn't made an impression yet in the Cheddar era, let's put it that way. But Aaron Dunphy needs to be on the field. We need Aaron Dunphy on the field, but we need him playing well. So hopefully he'll get his form back.
2:24 then to 1:15. Puck to the far side of the field, pushing to the back, and Clare coming strongly every time, trying to break the ball away on that far side. Aaron Dunphy with the ball, turning, striking it, but it strikes it out and out to the left and wide. Opportunity there, but just wide of the post for Aaron Dunphy. Puck out will come inside. Time is ticking on. The tempo has gone out of the game, Enda.
It has, and all the subs coming in. Lad, it's important for the subs. They want to make an impression, but as you say, it's very hard to keep the same tempo. But Clare seemed to have and looked dangerous again.
Lovely ball from Shane O'Donnell. It's opportunity here, but Roland was equal to it. The shot coming in for Rogers, looking for his second goal. Again, sublime work by Shane O'Donnell. Really is back to the top of his game, isn't he?
He is, yeah. And what's happening there is that Rogers, I saw them fist bumping each other as well. He wants to get on the same radar as him because O'Donnell's going to be on it, but whoever plays well with him will probably get a Clare jersey as well. So he has knitted very well with Shane O'Donnell. I see we've Lee Clare now in on Rogers, so hopefully that'll sew him up.
5 minutes left in the game then. On the clock down to our left, and the scoreboard says 2:24 for Clare, 1:15 for Laois. Need a few more scores to make it look like a hurling scoreboard for the home team here, but they are coming at a premium. Over the ball is Aidan McCarthy on the 65-metre line. The Kidhogue again, and Laois have come up against Kidhogues for the last 3 weeks who have been deadly accurate from frees. Standing over this one is McCarthy. He's been deadly accurate so far. He missed the last one. I put the curse on him. How can we trying to guide this one by the post? Hits it well, hits it very, very well, hits it over the bar. Aidan McCarthy with another one, adding to his total. He could have a massive total. He missed a few early one, missed the last one as well, but he brings the Clare total to 2 goals and 25 points. So 13 between the sides then, as we're into the last couple of minutes. 30 minutes and 30 seconds played, free for Clare on the far side of the field as well, and everything going their way at the moment. But Laois blooding a few players, getting ready for this latter stage of the league. They'll have 2 weeks of a break now. Kilkenny away the weekend after next, and then away also to Clare. So, you know, they'll have 2 weeks to work, but 2 big games to come with, Enda.
Yeah, they have, and as you say, there's young lads out there been blooded and are trying to make an impression, realising that if you don't catch the ball and it goes to the ground, you lose it. You get one chance to get it, and it's not. You have to be at 100%. It's a dangerous ball. It's a free out. Yeah, it's okay.
Aidan McCarthy dropping the ball in, and as we were coming in, myself and Enda, we were talking to Picky Marr, and Picky tells us he'll be back in contention for that Kilkenny game in 2 weeks' time, and he expects Willie Dunphy to be back in contention for the Antrim game the following week. So that'll be certainly strengthening things up a little bit. Mark Cabin, of course, out for the year. John Lennon, no word of him as yet, and he's a huge loss to this team. Lyons picked up another hamstring injury during the week as well, so he's a big loss. The ball is one inside. Brilliant play for the Laois man. Taken on the run now with James Ryan, but he runs into a stone wall. Hand passes the ball outside, out to Roddy. Roddy hits it in, going for the score, and just gets it over the bar.
Roddy's a fine player, isn't he? We were carrying the ball as we do, because it's our best form. When the ball eventually got to Roddy, he's in a phone box. There's no room, but in fairness to him, he pulls out another score for us, and has probably been one of our better players here today.
A couple of substitutions made then. Gone off the field is Shane O'Donnell, and 24 comes on for him, who is Gary Conroy, or Cooney, Gary Cooney should I say. and gone off to is the captain of centre half back. So Clare certainly ringing the changes, taking off some of their better players. We have 2.5 minutes left in this game here at the Moore Park. 2:25 to 1 goal and 16. Up goes the hands on the far side, walking down, trying to win the ball back over there is Macca, and he did well to knock it away, kicked it on the ground. Clare are there to pick the ball up, and picking it up is Colm Galvin, bursting away forward, the ball given across to Aaron Shanaher. Shanaher turns around and strikes it, looking for the score, and I was going to say out of nothing, but he just wide of the post.
Yeah, just wide of the post. I'm just looking at Kieran McAvoy there, and he's probably anxious to make an impression. He could probably do the sixth job that Matthew was doing as well, so it's important to give him game time. Great catch, Kieran Comerford. Has very little chances so far, but that ball was pinged, and that's what we're talking about. That's a 50-50 ball between Kieran Comerford and a big, strong inter-county athlete, and Kieran now knows he has to nail it. A brilliant catch, and we develop a free out of it. If he doesn't catch it, it goes to ground, it becomes a defender's ball, so well done, Kieran Comerford.
33.5 minutes played then, and Laois with PJ Scully with this one out on the left hand side to knock this one over and to put 11 between the sides and bring Laois' total to 1 goal and 17 points. PJ rises at this one cleanly, strikes it in. 2 scores in a row then for Laois. 2:25 to 1:17. Now it looks a decent total. 4 minutes of additional time. 1 minute of normal time left. Onto the far side of the field. Going in strongly. Picked up by James Ryan. Ryan hits one way across to this. Didn't go to this side of the field. It was stopped by Colm Galvin. Gives it to the far side to Rory Hayes. Hayes working it up along that far side. McMahon has the ball. Going backwards, but then decides to go way across. Broke out by Jack Kelly. Jack did very, very well, but the referee said a little bit of a slap. Bit harsh there.
Yeah, I thought so. In fairness to Jack, he intercepted it and played the ball, and it's nearly a modern thing. If you hear the sound of ash, it's nearly penalised. That's not a free. Well, it wasn't in our day, Jack, and I don't think it was yesterday, but it is today. So unfortunately, it'll be another handy one for Aidan McCarthy, I imagine.
Stephen Bergen coming on then for Laois. We're into the last couple of seconds, last 10 seconds of the game. 2:25 for Clare, 1 goal and 17 points for Laois. A decent total has been racked up and considered missed 4 or 5 scoreable chances from frees as well. Standing over the bar though is the man who has done all of the scoring, most of the scoring for the Aidan McCarthy. He's on the inside the 45 metre line to put 12 between the sides again and bring the Clare total to 2 goals and 26. Stopwatch will tell us it's now gone into injury time, and there's 4 minutes I think of it, and it's another sub coming on from Laois. We're right on the 35 minutes. Another score for Clare. Coming on for Laois is Stephen Bergen. Stephen Bergen coming on, not too sure who's going off.
Kieran Collier's coming.
Kieran Collier coming off. Stephen Bergen going in, but he's only going to get 4 minutes out of this play. Inside is Roland with the ball. 2:26 to 1:17. Half a minute of the additional time played. Roland rises for this one, drills it right down the field. Up goes the hurls. Ball is broken down, picked up and taken by James Keys, but James was half hooked as he hit the ball forward, and it's knocked off by Rory. Here's the cornerback, and he's a good cornerback, and still after the ball. He's been forced in by the Laois man. And after him is James Ryan, but Laois will win the ball. Pop back outside, picked up and given back outside to the number 22, who is Kieran Comerford, and Kieran goes for the shot out to the left and wide.
We had to work hard even to get the chance, but it's good to see them working hard. Arden Dunphy, James Keys, Roddy and particularly Worker, but we've to do an awful lot of work to even create the chance. Unfortunately we weren't able to nail it, but hard lessons here again today, Jack.
3 minutes of additional time left in this game. 71 minutes and 30 seconds down to my left hand side. Going backward after the ball is James Keys. He dropped it, he picks it up, he did well under pressure. He pops the ball back outside, taken by Dermot, coming away flying with the ball, and took too many steps with it again this time, Derek, and that's a couple of times in the last couple of games both our cornerbacks have been caught.
Yeah, and I always say very, very clear, our cornerbacks have been caught coming out. When our cornerbacks come out, they look up. If there's an option, they'll give it to it. You have to create a diamond, so you've got to give him an option, and then he'll pass it to you. If our cornerbacks are caught over carrying, it means nobody's helping them, nobody's there to offload, and that's as simple as that. And unfortunately, we've gone tired around the middle of the park, and we're not creating options for the cornerbacks, and as a result, they go over carry. And another point, I assume, here for Aidan McCarthy.
37 minutes gone then in the second half. Aidan McCarthy standing over this one. Don't know what his total is, but it's fairly substantial. Out of that 2 goals and 26 points. Make that 2 goals and 27 as he pops the ball over the bar 2 in a row again for Aidan McCarthy, 3 out of the last 5 for Aidan McCarthy, and the puck out comes from out to the far side of the field, down there trying to get onto it, Comfort, Aaron Dunphy should I say, but beaten for the ball. Clare though, just more physical, just more lively, ball tipped back into an open space, going back after the cover is Donncha Hartnett. Donncha wins this ball, out to him is Roland wins it, pops it out onto the wing, out there to Fiacre Fennell under pressure, lovely pop off pass to Hartnett again. Hartnett though hits it low along the ground, picked up by Comfort was on the far side. No, it's Aaron Dunphy. Back it inside again to Fiacre Fennell. He comes away with it. Leaves out hit to Roddy King. Roddy will go from the score from 65 metres out. Looks up to the skies, the other end of the field, because it didn't go where he wanted it to.
But it was very good play by Donncha again. At that time, Donncha was coming out and he did have options. He offloaded and we generated a scoring chance. Roddy popped into the pocket in around the middle of the park. It was a scoring chance. Unfortunately, it went wide, but that's the way we play. That was it done properly. Unfortunately, we have too many examples today where it just broke down.
Long puck out, drops down the side of the field. Kieran McAvoy is back covering, gives it back to his goalkeeper. He hits it low along the ground, outside to Sean Downey. Downey under pressure, manhandles, he's coming out. He wins a free, out in his own 45, rises the ball, strikes it down along the wing, down to Roddy King. He looks at the target side, tried to play a dummy, nobody fell for it. Back outside again, high ball, and taken on the run by James Ryan. Ryan's gone straight to the middle but ran out of road, showed too much of the ball as well as it was knocked away, and Comfort is back there trying to walk his way to it as well as the referee blows the full-time whistle and just quickly end 3 defeats on the trot. Probably a better performance today considering what they have, and then 2 big games to come away to Kilkenny and to the big one I suppose away to Antrim.
It probably is, but I know they lost Tony Kelly and David Fitzgerald beforehand, but us losing Chad Ware definitely didn't help. We've struggled on the half-forward line. He is a physical player in that department. Losing him was a big factor, which meant our 2 boys inside, Ross King and Owen Gahan, had to hurl well. They did. Unfortunately, they ran out of juice. But other than that, our defence coming out, our full back line are doing fine. It's when we get into the middle third, we're struggling. The ball is breaking down. As you said in commentary there, we're physically bullied, and that has to be addressed. But until it is, we're going to struggle. We're okay inside. We're okay. We're very good goalie, good full back line. When it gets into the middle third, it just seems to break down too many times. Sometimes it works, Jack. Sometimes it doesn't. But as a result, we're usually 10 points off these top teams.
Well, thanks to Enda Lyons for joining me yet again today. We'll be down in Kilkenny in 2 weeks' time. Back with the football here next week, of course, against Kildare. But at the end of it all, a big defeat for the hurlers again. Clare finishing out comprehensive winners, 2 goals and 27 points to Laois' 1 goal and 17.